So, clear warning to everyone who's watching this video. I get very mad and angry. This was taken from my Twitch, a link in the description below. But, I was listening to, just for some proper context, I was listening to Assassin's Creed, or not Assassin's Creed music, but I was listening to, like, gaming music while playing Warframe. And randomly, Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio's family shows up, and I go on a rant about Assassin's Creed. And honestly, I feel like this needs to be said by someone who is a fan of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, just enjoy me being angry. Bye. There was this guy, right? He made a pretty fucking good point on Assassin's Creed, and the main point was Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft used to be setting fucking standards or trends, not fucking following them. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a train wreck. Let me tell you guys a story. So, I once bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Xbox One. Game didn't fucking download. I had an issue where it would just stop randomly and reset completely at one specific point at exactly like 20-something gigs. So I was like, alright, fuck you then. And I go ahead and call tech support. They tell me, yeah, with all that's happening and we can't help you, you can apply for a refund, you're guaranteed to get it. I apply for a refund, about a week later, I get an email saying, sorry, refund request denied. So I was like, what the fuck, Ubisoft? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste $60 fucking dollars. I'm not gonna waste my fucking $60 and get nothing out of it. So I go to some random store and I buy it for like another $30. That's like what, $90 down the fucking drain? $90 fucking dollars on the drain. And then I play the game, very disappointed with it. Did not like it at all. I felt it was very boring. And the world was uninspired and empty, and it was a huge downgrade from Assassin's Creed Origins, to be honest with you. Assassin's Creed Origins was actually surprisingly good. It was the first time Assassin's Creed really deep their toes into RPG games, and it was fucking amazing. But then Assassin's Creed went to Odyssey, and it was like, how can we make the game bigger, but not only fill it in? But then, you know that shit I just told you where I had to pay that game twice? It gets worse. I had to buy it a second fucking time on PC. Well, I was like, you know what? I'll give the game another chance. I'll give it another chance on PC. I download it and I buy it. It's on Steam. I launch the game and it says I do not own ownership. So I'm like, what the fuck? Let me go to my Ubisoft. It's not even my Ubisoft library. I wait like 3 days, maybe Ubisoft's being like really slow. I check it, still not fucking there. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I said, you know what? This game's really pissing me off. I buy it a second fucking time. A second fucking time. With all DLCs. Eventually, I go like, I'm gonna switch accounts. I've never signed on my Xbox account. Like, this is about a week after I played the game and never got to the DLCs, by the way. I never really got to them because that's how fucking boring the game was and how unoptimized it was. That I couldn't even go anywhere without like, lagging up a fucking storm. Like, even though I don't have the best at PCs, I was following like, all those classical tutorials, like disable full screen optimization, turning all these settings all the way to the fucking... I was playing in dynamic resolution, shooting for 30 frames a second, and I couldn't even fucking hit that. It was fucking horrid. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to log into my Xbox account. I never done it on my PC. I check it. What do you know? The game I bought the first time on the PC went to my Xbox account. On my Ubisoft Xbox account. So essentially, I never signed in once on my Ubisoft account, on my Xbox Ubisoft account, on my PC. But somehow, the deluxe version was put on there. How'd I know? I never had DLCs on console. I never had them, but I had both DLCs in that version. It was absolute bullshit. And the game, like, as an Assassin's Creed fan, it really just fucking hits you. Like, you know, Assassin's Creed was my favorite series for a while. Because I grew up with that shit. My first game was Assassin's Creed motherfucking 2 back in 2011. I didn't play it on launch. I didn't have an Xbox at the time. But I played the shit all the fucking time. I do like challenge runs where I only had to buy the armor they required me to buy. I never bought a single thing. I tried speedrunning the game. I tried using only knives, only fists. It was so much fucking fun. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was even more fun on top of it. It was a perfect sequel if you ask me. It was expanding and but adding more that felt like it was a part of the world. Assassin's Creed Revelations, you know, the setting could have been better. The game, you know, it's alright. Tower defense, no. But, you know, the world could have used a bit more polish and more of an artist look. But overall, I think Assassin's Creed's trash now. I think it trash. I think it trash, honestly, chat. I think it trash. Assassin's Creed has gone from top tier series down to like not even my top 40. Like, I respect so many other companies right now. Of course, we hear about this new reform with Ubisoft, where they're actually going to start letting them have more time to bake in the oven. They're going to have new teams, all that shit. That's all fine and good. But where does my goddamn classic Assassin's Creed formula, where I can just search the world for collectibles, I can find armors, I can do all that shit, and I don't have to fucking worry about time savers? Honestly, I don't want a fucking Uplay shop. I don't want a Helix store. In the next Assassin's Creed game, whatever it is, if it's this Assassin's Creed, what was it, India, whatever they said, if there's this new Assassin's Creed in the, I think, the Middle East or India, I can't remember what they said, but the leak says that if that's true, go to an older form of Assassin's Creed where it's explore to find shit, and I will fully buy that deluxe edition. If it returns back to the classic, look around for like feathers, flags, all that shit, and then cool assassin tombs, Templar assassinations, full synchronizations, all that shit. No dialogue choices, because that makes no fucking sense within the lore. Because explain to me how choice can be made in historic memories. The fuck? How can you make choices like that? There's no way you can explain that shit. But overall, Valhalla is a step in the right direction. But honestly, I don't like the RPG elements of Assassin's Creed. They're not the best. They're like trying to be an RPG without really like standing out anyway. It kind of feels like, you know what I fucking hate though? The worst thing about the RPG-ness and the way the game looks is that so many people compare it to The Witcher 3. And that pisses me off. Comparing Odyssey or Valhalla or Origins to The Witcher 3 is spitting on CDPR. Even though some people would think that CDPR deserves it right now, that's debatable. But when it comes to The Witcher 3, I don't think they fucking deserve to be spat on for that. That makes no sense. But overall, Assassin's Creed shit now.